In late January 1959, 10 skilled hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute set out on a 200-mile skiing expedition. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the group included 7 men and 2 women. Their goal was to reach Otterton Mountain, known by the local Mansai tribe as the Mountain of the Dead. One of the hikers, Yuri Yudin, fell ill early in the trip and turned back unaware that he had just escaped a fate worse than death. The hikers set up their tent on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, a name that chillingly translates to Dead Mountain. They were experienced enough to know the dangers of camping in such an exposed area, but for reasons unknown, they stayed there. That night, something happened, something so terrifying that the group slashed open their tent from the inside and ran half naked into the freezing snow, leaving behind their clothes, shoes, and all sense of survival. When the hikers failed to return, search parties were sent out. What they found defied logic. The tent was still standing, filled with belongings, but it had been cut open from the inside as if the hikers had fled in a panic. The first 2 bodies, Yuri Doroshenko and Georgy Krivonyshenko, were found near a burned-out campfire, wearing only their underwear. Their hands were covered in burns, as if they had desperately tried to keep warm. 3 more bodies, Dyatlov himself, Rustam Slobodin, and Zina Kolmogorova, were found between the tent and the forest, frozen in twisted, unnatural positions. It was as if they had been running from something no one could see. But the real horror came months later, when the remaining 4 bodies were discovered deeper in the woods, buried under snow in a ravine. These corpses showed signs of massive internal trauma, as if they had been crushed by an extreme force, but with no external wounds. One victim was missing her tongue, another had empty eye sockets. The bones of some were shattered, yet the skin remained intact. What could have caused 9 experienced hikers to flee their tent and die so mysteriously? Theories range from an avalanche, hypothermia-induced madness, to secret military tests, but none explain the sheer brutality of the injuries. Some believe the hikers were victims of infrasound, a phenomenon that can induce intense feelings of dread and panic. Others suspect Soviet military experiments, suggesting they may have witnessed something they weren't supposed to see. Even stranger, some of their bodies contained high levels of radiation, and their skin had turned an unnatural orange hue, as if they had been exposed to something toxic or otherworldly. Then, there are the more chilling theories, the ones whispered in the dark corners of the internet. Some say the hikers were attacked by a Yeti, based on blurry footprints found in the snow. Others believe they encountered something not of this world. A strange, glowing light was reported in the sky that night. To this day, no official explanation has been given that fully accounts for all the bizarre and terrifying details. The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most disturbing mysteries of modern times. What really happened that night on Dead Mountain? Was it a tragic accident, or did these hikers see something they weren't supposed to? We may never know.